Here's a fun fact that you may not know about me. You ready? I've never been to a concert. Tickets are always expensive, they sometimes run out, and I haven't really come across any artist that's come across my neighborhood that's like, oh, I would love to go to that concert. I haven't really been the one to actively even look for concerts to begin with, if I'm gonna be completely honest. That's more that you know about Progeny. I've never been to a concert. But speaking about concerts, there is one concert that I do want to talk about, and it has been making rounds on the internet. Today, we need to talk about an up and coming rapper from Utah, or he was born in Iowa, but he comes from Utah, who goes by the name of Dave Blunts. Dave Blunts is an underground rapper who has performed at a concert at the Juice World Day, where rappers and, musicians pay tribute to Juice World. He is a rapper himself who passed away not too long ago in 2019 due to a drug overdose. And of course, you do have Dave Blunts that wanted to perform at this event to pay tribute as well. Dave Blunts is also a good friend of Juice World, so he wanted to perform, but it's making a lot of rounds on the internet, and we're gonna talk about that. So as I mentioned before, Dave Blunts came from Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, I believe. He also just recently this year had one of his songs, The Cup, get co-signed by Lil Yachty on TikTok. And then later on, he would get signed into a record label known as Listen to the Kids. A lot of good things are happening for Dave Blunts. I'm actually happy for him. He was making music, or he was pursuing music since he was a kid, like single digits as a kid, but then he started taking his music career really seriously when he became 18 years old. But then shortly after, he kind of quit for a moment, and it was like around the pandemic. But then his mom kind of sat him down and gave him a talking, and then he was like, hey, like, you should really take this music career and give it a second chance. So he did, and now some good things are coming up for him. So I think that's actually pretty neat. But the internet is a very ruthless place, and I think Dave Blunts is already starting to get the blunt force of it all, because for one thing for sure, his weight. I'm gonna roll a clip for you, and you're gonna see what's going on here as to why people are poking fun at him or showing some level of concern, to the point that Snoop Dogg had something to say about it. I know, random. Let's roll the clip. I swear to God, if my ears ever had arteries, that song would be the plaque that would clog them. I am not a fan of that kind of music at all, but that doesn't mean I don't like or I hate Dave Blunts as an individual. I'm pretty sure he's having fun doing what he does, and he seems like a pretty swell guy to be around. The fact that he was on stage just performing his music, The Cup, mind you, the same song that Lil Yachty co-signed on TikTok, and he's sitting on a sofa and he's just singing it, is catching a lot of eyes, more so to the point that Snoop Dogg had something to say. Snoop Dogg will be in the Instagram comments saying, "We'll put down the chicken wings and the Tata chips, nephew, and that chair gon' break soon. Get to the end of the cup." So if you were to ask me, I think Blunts didn't take that very lightly. Blunts is of course well aware of the constant criticism he faces from the public. That's why he specifically used his platform at Juice World Day to deliver a message to Snoop Dogg, who once told the rapper to, unquote, put down the chicken wings and Tata chips. "I see the big dog talking. Snoop, you think you funny? You don't know what it's like to fight for your life every damn day. I got demons and a tank to prove it. Don't come for me when you have been blessed enough to be here that long. Respect the struggle." I don't know, Dave Blunts. Okay. If you look at the context of things, I don't know if Snoop Dogg has ever had to fight for his life, medically speaking. But when we're talking about just life in general, I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg has had his own run-ins with life. Let's not forget, Snoop Dogg has been affiliated with gangs before. And yeah, your life is almost in danger every single day, especially when you're involved with gangs. So if you want to talk technicality, yeah, Snoop Dogg does know what it's like to fight for your life every single day. Now, Snoop Dogg may not be morbidly obese and weigh 500 pounds or anything, but I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg lived his life as a teenager thinking that tomorrow may not be the day that he will live, because there are people that are out there looking to kill him, maybe, because that's what gang life is. That's really what it all comes down to. People get shot every day. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg is also fully aware of what it's like to fight for his life. But for the sake of context of this video, we are talking medically, like your health and everything. Maybe Snoop Dogg doesn't know what it's like. He doesn't know what Dave Blunt is going through. So maybe Snoop Dogg wasn't in a position to comment on things like that. Now, what I'm about to show you is the video that has been making rounds around the internet. This is going to be a little bit embarrassing. I've suffered from secondhand embarrassment watching this, but I'm just gonna roll the clips. You let me know what you think about it, and then we'll break down the video. Check it out.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Yeah. Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg. I bought her a chain, I bought her a bag, I made her everything. The only thing that I didn't buy her is a new wedding ring. I told her promise to always stay true and never to fuck the team. I know she probably think I'm crazy cause I'm always saying that, but my ex, she did me dirty once I got my heart attached. And I'm steady on the Zans cause they help me to relax. Xanax don't help me, it just put me in a trance. I'm talking about euphoria, I'm not talking about a man. Told her don't leave me cause I need you by my side. As long as you don't leave me, then I'll probably be alright. And that one time that you left me, I didn't get no sleep that night. And that one time that you left me, I took 10 perks to get high.
He must have been really heated about the comment that Snoop Dogg said. Because of course, Snoop Dogg is a very popular celebrity. And for a celebrity to just come out of nowhere and say that about you, again, especially since you face a lot of criticism as is, now you have someone as big as Snoop Dogg that's kind of poking fun at you a little bit, may have made Dave Blunt feel some type of way, so he felt as if he had to clap back at him. Secondly, it's the whole thing about him asking the fans or the audience, do you mind if I sit down on this sofa or this couch while I sing this song for you? And people really said yes. And if I was to go to a concert, Dave Blunt's concert, and I see him on a sofa with an oxygen tank next to him with a tube wrapped around his head, and he said, oh, you guys mind if I sit on my sofa and sing my songs for you? Everyone around me is saying yes, and I'm like, no. I did not spend hundreds of dollars for you to sit on a sofa and sing while you're losing your breath between bars. Like, what is wrong with you? He had like 10 seconds where he was really going in and hitting his lyrics and the tone of the music. Okay, that's great. But then he quickly ran out of breath and he started speaking in between the bars. He was singing over his own recording. He had a recording singing for him. It's not like he had a live band or it was like an instrumental. I don't think there have been celebrities that done this. Maybe they have. Maybe I'm just living under a rock. So excuse my ignorance. But a lot of times when I see people perform in concerts, it's a physical activity. It's a physically demanding activity. There are times I've seen singers and rappers, they perform on stage and they run out of breath. And sometimes they'll have the audience sing a line for them so they could catch their breath real quick. Or they have like a little bit of like an intermission, something like that. But David Blunt isn't doing that. He doesn't have an instrumental. He doesn't have a live band. He doesn't have the audience singing the song for him or anything like that. He's singing the song himself, taking breaks, and then he's doing like hand gestures along with the song, and he's not even singing into the mic. He's looking to like a pretty girl next to him and singing along with her when it's really the recording that's singing for him. Speaking of the girl, it's also awkward where the girl is because she's just sitting at the edge, like at the arm of like the sofa. Like the oxygen tank is closer to Dave Blunt than the actual girl herself. It's so cringe. It's like, I feel as if the people around Dave Blunt failed him. Like, he should not be performing at a concert in this position to begin with. He can make his music. He can do what he loves. I don't have an issue with that. But to see something like this live on stage is so painful to watch. His management failed him. His friends or his circles failed him. Like, I don't get it. Like, even down to his fans enabled him to just stay on the sofa and just sing over his own recording. Like, it is, I don't get it. Now, again, with all due respect, I don't know what battles Dave Blunt is going through. And I hope he wins those battles that he tells nobody about. And I want him to have fun doing what he loves to do. And that is just making music and performing his music. But this is not the way to go. There's many ways that you could be vocal about your journey and of like your weight loss and being healthier. This isn't it. Like, this is not healthy at all. So, of course, people are going to express some level of genuine concern, even down to the audience enabling him, saying, like, yeah, go ahead. It's like, y'all spent hundreds of dollars on tickets just to watch someone sit on a sofa and sing with an oxygen tank. Like, do y'all hear how that sounds? But anyways, moving forward, Snoop Dogg has something to say about that concert. Check that out.
Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
That was funny. Go ahead, little homie. I mean, big homie. Do your thing, cuz. I ain't fucking with you. Have your fun.
Now, I love how Snoop Dogg was about to call him Little Homie, but he switched up real quick and called him Big Homie. But other than that, Snoop Dogg has backed off a little bit. He saw that, Dave Blunt kind of took, his comments offensively, and Snoop Dogg was like, all right, let me back off from the whole situation. But that's not going to stop the internet from making speculations about Dave Blunt and his health. Again, the internet is very harsh. A lot of people don't understand the journey behind weight loss or dealing with obesity. It's a lot more complicated than just losing weight or going to the gym and drinking water or just starving yourself periodically. There's a lot more to it. It's emotional. It's psychological. There's a lot that goes on behind obesity. It's not just a two-dimensional thing. There's a lot of layers to it. Dave Blunt is talking about how he has demons and he has an oxygen tank to prove it. I'm rooting for him. And if there's one thing I know about people love a good comeback story. They love a success story. And I think Dave Blunt is overdue for that success story. And I will be rooting for him along the way. Again, he seems like a really great guy. And I really feel that he can pull through. But until then, I'm just going to be at the sidelines just watching from a distance. Now, many people have argued that there are rappers out there that are also overweight. For instance, we have Notorious B.I.G. You also had Fat Joe as well. And then you have the more recent Rick Ross and finally DJ Khaled. And that's just naming a few artists / producers that are overweight. But we can't look any further than Big Punisher, or known as Big Pun for short. This is a size comparison, or the best size comparison I can get between Big Pun and Fat Joe. I want you to take a quick guess. How much do you think Big Pun weighs the day he died? Because, mind you, Big Pun was only 28 years old when he died. Now, I need you to guess, how much did Big Pun weigh when he died? You can pause this video, and once you resume this video, I'll give you an answer. Now, this answer may shock you. If you guessed 690 pounds, 700 pounds, I would say you're correct. Because Big Pun died at the year of 2000. He was born in 1971. He died in the year of 2000. He was 28 years old, and he weighed 698 pounds. I never knew that someone could weigh that much and live for that long. I find it crazy. I even found myself getting into this rabbit hole of like, who was the heaviest person in recorded history. But before I get sidetracked, yes, Big Pun was definitely overweight. He did die due to complications with, I think, like a heart attack of some sort. But the point being is, mind you, Dave Blunt is 23 years old, and he already weighs roughly 500 pounds. And again, it's going to be a long journey. And even if he does lose weight, it's not, the war isn't over yet, because you can still gain all that weight back. That's still always a thing, and it's a scary thing to think about. So this is why I'm concerned about Dave Blunt, and I'm rooting for Dave Blunt, and I hope you're rooting for him too, because I feel as if he deserves that. He deserves to have people know that there are fans that support him and want the best for him. But until then, that's really all we can do. But other than that, that's really all I have to say. I'm just going to be rambling on about this from this point moving on. But again, Dave Blunt or whoever's close to him, if y'all are hearing this or listening to this, I really hope the best for you. You know, I'm going to be watching. You know, I'm going to be rooting for you on the side. But until then, that's about it, y'all. Peace.